All right, good morning, everybody. We are here for the Marion County Board of Commissioners Board Session. It's Wednesday, July 13th, 2022. It's 9 a.m. and we're in the Senator Hearing Room at 555 Court Street Northeast in Salem. If you would please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, you're on point this morning, Commissioner. I couldn't hear myself.
I was feeling pretty American today. Pretty patriotic.
It's about time. Right now. I have not enough coffee, I don't think. Okay, we're going to start with public comment this morning, and first up is David Beam. Morning, David.
Good morning, Commissioners.
For the record, tell us your name and your address, please.
Huh?
Tell us your name and your address.
Well, I don't want to put it out there too many people.
Well, tell me what city you live in then.
In
But
Salem
you have to tell me
area.
your first and last name at least.
David Beam.
Thank you.
I am dropping out of the Fair Board because I got invited to work with the new mayor of Salem. 4-year term under him for ADA Disability Act. So I'm going to do is still be involved for services for disability people in Marion County. But I want to stay on the Mental Health Board for Marion County. I'm going to stay on that. And I want to do is work with the new mayor of Salem and do services, make sure all the services there for the disabilities.
Great.
Marion County.
Well, thanks for
That's
letting
all
us
I
know.
want to do.
Congratulations on that new role.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you,
Thank
David.
you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next is Walt Peters.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Walt. We have a really full agenda today, so if you could stick to the 3 minutes, I'd really appreciate it.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm Walt Peters. I'm a resident of Salem. I'm also with a volunteer group here in Marion County called Oregon People's Vote. I'm also here representing myself, and I've been here before to bring up some issues that are going on here in our county. I'm really here representing the people of the county. Commissioners, I had sent a couple pictures over to you, which I have in front of me. They are an image. I'll just kind of hold it up here. Love to have a bigger picture, but I don't at the moment. But this is a building at 777 Commercial Street here in Salem. This image was taken November of 2020, and this facility, as you can see in the picture, it is just a frame. Some walls are going up. I have a second picture here that shows like there's heavy construction equipment as this building is being put together. Through efforts by myself and some volunteers of things that we're looking at, we have found some information that is, I want to say, concerning. And I would hope that it would be a little bit concerning to anybody that's a resident of our county. When I look at these pictures, I think nobody's living here, rationally thinking that nobody would be residing in a facility like this. However, when I came across public record through the Secretary of State, excuse me, what I found was in November of 2020, there were 87 people that were registered at this building to vote here in our county. Of those 87 people, 53 of them voted in the last federal election that we had in 2020. That concerns me. I cannot rationally think how this is possible. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of things that we have found. As I said before when I was here, we're looking for some guidance. We're looking for some direction. I would love, with anybody that's here, anybody that may be watching, to sit down and review some of the things that myself and a few others that have dedicated hundreds of hours over the last several months to looking into what's going on, simply to uncover the truth. That's ultimately what my goal is personally.
Thank you, Walt.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate you being here and sending that information ahead of time.
You're welcome. Have a great day, everybody.
You too.
God bless the United States of America.
Okay, we're going to move on to our next agenda item, which is a proclamation. Under the Sheriff's Office, Commander Carvandi and Director Troy Gregg would join us. We're going to consider approval of a proclamation designating the week of July 17th to 23rd, 2022 as Parole and Probation Officers Week in Marion County. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, you didn't want to take the lead there, huh?
No, I want to be right here next to you.
Excellent. I'll jump right in. Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. For the record, Commander Kevin Carvandi, Sheriff's Office, Community Corrections Division.
Troy Gregg, Juvenile Department Director.
All right, well, kick this off, and just to start, it's an honor to be here today before the board to share a few words and represent our staff. National Parole and Probation Officer Week is typically the third week of July, and it's created to recognize the achievements and hard work of all of our staff, as well as highlight the positive impacts they're having within our community. Since 1841, the practice of parole and probation has played a vital role in our criminal justice system. Nationally, we have close to 4 million adults on parole and probation. In Oregon, we have just over 23,000. And in Marion County alone, we're responsible for close to 3,000 individuals on supervision. Over the last decade, or 2 decades, the Sheriff's Office has embraced evidence-based practices as guiding philosophy to deliver supervision, sanction, and support services to our client population, with a key focus on reducing recidivism rates, as well as holding our clients accountable and collaboratively working within our community and community partners with the ultimate goal of enhancing public safety. To share a few examples of evidence-based efforts with our staff, they continue on a regular basis to conduct pre-release reach-ins in our local prisons and institutions to further facilitate that smooth transition from a lengthy period of incarceration back in the community so they can be successful. They utilize validated risk needs assessments and collaborative case planning to ensure that each supervision plan is unique to each individual so they'll be successful on supervision. We've implemented EPICS, effective practices in community supervision, and core correctional practices as foundation model of supervision and interaction in the field, as well as the Transition Center. As well as stemming from our Marion County Reentry Initiative from 2005, as well as our Justice Reinvestment Initiative from 2013, we've implemented a number of prison diversion and prison reentry programs, which are specific targeted strategies to reduce recidivism, as well as our overall prison population. I can testify that our POs are extremely talented, balanced, highly trained. Any given day, they have a vast array of duties, from helping clients find a job to sanctioning a probation absconder, mentoring and teaching cognitive behavioral skills with their clients, make a referral to housing, work towards family reunification, as well as simply connecting clients to treatment to overcome years of addiction. Year in and year out, our staff provide cost-effective services and supervision practices which have been proven over time. With these efforts culminating in a recidivism rate which has been on a downward trend spanning the last 2 decades, which is very impressive. Ultimately, these outcomes translates to lives being restored in a stronger community. In closing, at the end of the day, we're all in the people helping business. The role of our POs play a critical role in helping change the lives, making significant contributions to improving the outcomes of our clients as well as our community. This next week is a time to recognize and honor the important work of our community corrections professionals and thanking them for their service and commitment to our Marion County community. Thank you.
I want to just echo that. This is a great opportunity, and I appreciate the action of the board, should you approve, to recognize next week as Parole Probation Officers Week. For the Juvenile Department, You know, I can echo exactly what Kevin said. We have some fantastic staff that's focus is to, one, hold youth accountable, but at the same time, give them skills and get them connected back with their families and make sure that they don't move on and move upward into the adult system. In particular, this last year, I just want to echo that, you know, COVID over the last several years has really been challenging on a lot of different levels when it comes to working with kids, working in different environments. But the staff really focused this last year, had some downward trending in numbers, and so with that, they focused, which numbers are trending back up again, but focused on creating a program, the Recognizing Opportunity Center. I really want to shout out to the Rock and the work that they did out there, which is bringing kids in that had no strong structure at home, that were at high risk of getting back and committing some crimes, and creating an opportunity with them through skill building groups, different activities, and getting them into the AP program to do some work and some positive skills there to just create an opportunity. And that was something that they came together and said, hey, we have a gap here, and so we wanted to fill that in. And so that's just a quick recognition and acknowledgement of the kind of work that is done at the juvenile department through the probation staff, and just a great opportunity. And I love my staff. They do fantastic work, and just appreciate the opportunity to come in and give them a little bit of a shout out in front of you guys, and then the opportunity for us to celebrate them next week. Thank you.
Thank you both for being here and for everything that you and your team do. I know that it's a lot of work. Last week we attended the Soar Graduation, which is a huge effort for several of your staff, Commander, and I have had the pleasure of coordinating and communicating and being educated, frankly, by your staff, Troy. And what I love the most about both of your departments and the individuals that work in them is their willingness to think outside the box and to really be people-focused. As you said, we're in the people-serving business. Your team really does that. And it's pretty evident to me when we go to activities or asked to sit down and kind of interrogate them, if you will, because the public is concerned about taxpayer dollars and the systems. And it's our job to make sure that those systems and dollars are done well and spent wisely. And they just do such a phenomenal job. And it's a hard one. It's very emotionally investing, I think, especially on the youth side of things. And the team over there, they're always smiling and just moving around on light feet, doing a good job. So thanks to both of you, and if you'd share my thanks to them, I'd appreciate it. I know we're going to be seeing them next week.
Will do.
In groups, but.
And the barbecue is next Thursday, what, 21st at noon?
Yep, it's on our calendar.
Yes,
I know. I think we're all going. So,
Excellent.
do you have anything you wanted to share before I read the proclamation?
And yours is the 20th.
Ours is Wednesday, yes.
Again, on the calendar.
Good food and good company.
That's right.
I do, Madam Chair, if I may.
Yeah.
I think over the last couple of years, it's sort of shined a light on everybody, because all of our systems that we took for granted sort of stopped working. And different agencies across the state and across the country either failed or succeeded, largely based on the character and the integrity of the people that were there, because the system sort of failed between COVID and the emergencies we had, and so the riots in the streets and everything, like everything that we all took for granted as like, oh, we all do things this way, just that bottom fell out, that common understanding sort of fell out. And I think in that moment, you sort of saw where people had a deep understanding of the work that they do, why they do it, how they do it. And I think one of the things that came through to me in watching our team work, both at Parole and Probation, our juvenile department, is this ethic of holding people accountable with compassion, that we're focused on the people we're serving, and we're focused on doing justice. And that means that there's accountability here. We're going to hold people accountable when they harm other folks in our community, but we're never going to lose sight of their humanity as people. And we're going to fight for those people to get better and step up and overcome their mistakes. And I think that really shone through. And so I want to commend both of you and your teams, because this isn't something that happens overnight. It happens through decades of work and years of work where nobody's paying attention, so that when that moment comes, when all of a sudden people are like, oh my gosh, what do? We have a team of people that are like, oh, we know what to do because we know why we do the work that we do. And so I just want to thank you both for being a part of that team, and thank the leaders that mentored you and the folks that you're mentoring now, because none of this is done alone. So
Yeah, thank you.
Commissioner?
I'm good. These guys are great.
Okay.
The work they do Fantastic. You want me to make a motion?
Yes, please.
Madam Chair, I'll move that we approve the proclamation designating the week of July 17th through the 23rd, 2022 as Parole and Probation Officers Week in Marion County.
And I'll second the motion.
A motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The motion passes. Commissioner, would you begin?
Yeah. Madam Chair, before the Board of Commissioners for Marion County, Oregon, in the matter of proclaiming the week of July 17th through the 23rd, 2022 as Parole and Probation Officer Week in Marion County. Whereas the Marion County Sheriff's Office Parole and Probation Officers and the Marion County Juvenile Department Probation Officers are essential part of the Marion County criminal justice system, and whereas the Parole and Probation Officers of Marion County play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of Marion County, and whereas the Parole and Probation Officers of Marion County recognize their duties to serve the people of Marion County by safeguarding life, property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, by supervising and monitoring the activities of adult and juvenile offenders living in Marion County, and
Whereas the Parole and Probation Officers of Marion County are trained professionals who provide service and referrals for offenders. And whereas the Parole and Probation Officers of Marion County work in partnership with community agencies and groups. And whereas the Parole and Probation Officers of Marion County promote prevention, intervention, and advocacy. And whereas the Parole and Probation Officers of Marion County provide services, support, and protection for victims. And
Whereas the Parole and Probation Officers of Marion County embrace evidence-based practices, utilize the effective practices in community supervision model, and are a true factor for positive change. And whereas it is important that all Marion County citizens know and understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and sacrifices of their parole and probation officers. Now therefore, be it resolved that we, the Board of Commissioners of Marion County, do hereby proclaim July 17th through the 23rd, 2022 as Parole and Probation Officers Week, and encourage all citizens to honor the Parole and Probation Officers of Marion County and to recognize their achievements. In witness thereof, we have hereunto set our hand and caused the seal of County of Marion to be affixed, dated this 13th day of July, 2022, Marion County Board of Commissioners. Woo! You're celebrating next week.
Yep.
Do you want to take a photo for John? Would you join us in the front while we give you your proclamation? He'll come out and take a picture.
Good thing you wore a tie.
That way we can really advertise you. Well, the whole end of this is new. It's a little odd. So it feels very like European to me.
who's taking the photo?
Well, I thought John would, but apparently he's not here. Okay. You can take the photo of yourself. You want to do a selfie?
Troy would absolutely do
Only for the rap song.
Okay, only
All right.
music involved.
Well,
Yes.
Who are we going first?
thank you. Thanks, guys. Is John here today? Clearly. I would have Matt stay. All right, now we're going to move on to consent calendar. Commissioner Willis, would you read that, please?
I'd be happy to. Madam Chair, I move that we approve the consent agenda. Under Finance, approve a quitclaim deed for the sale of tax foreclosed property for ID number 100034 from Marion County to grantee David Brewster. Under Public Works, receive notice of hearings officer's decision approving variance case number 22-004, Jamon Wanker and Sophia Wood. Accept the appeal of hearings officer's decision approving conditional use case number 21-062, Allied Rock LLC, and schedule a public hearing for July 27, 2022. And approve a private development agreement for public road improvements with East Park LLC and D.R. Horton Incorporated for a right-of-way dedication and street improvements to Cordon Road.
I'll second the motion.
A motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes. And now we'll move on to our first item under action for the Board of Commissioners to consider approval of the memorandum of agreement with the Marion County Sheriff's Office in the amount of $250,000 for the Municipal Wildfire Recovery Grant. Enhanced Sheriff's Deputy Patrol Program through June 30th, 2023. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, Chair Bethel and Commissioners. My name is Chris Epley. I'm the Community Development Division Director up in the Board's office. And before you is a memorandum of understanding between Community Development Division and Marion County Sheriff's Office to provide more law enforcement up in the fire-affected areas of Santiam Canyon between 1 July of this year and 30 June of next year. The amount is for $250,000. It's the maximum amount. It's being paid for through the Municipal Wildfire Grant program that we have with Business Oregon, which is paying for a lot of the wildfire recovery activities. This term may extend if we get an extension from Business Oregon. We're currently applying for additional funds for additional activities, but I don't know that yet, and if it happens, I'll bring it to you. Other than that, Marion County Sheriff's Office is ready to go with this program. It'll be a voluntary overtime-based program, and they are ready to go.
Thank you.
Answer any
I'm
questions.
thrilled that it's finally here.
Well, I think we had some of this last year, too.
We did.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
yep. Second year.
They're just chomping at the bit, some of them,
Right.
to get up there to work. I was
Yeah.
talking to them last weekend.
Madam Chair, if you're ready,
Yep.
I'll move that we approve a memorandum of agreement with the Marion County Sheriff's Office in the amount of $250,000 for the Municipal Wildfire Recovery Grant Enhanced Sheriff Deputy Patrol Program through June 30th, 2023.
I second the motion.
A motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Chris. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, now we're going to move on to business services. First item, to consider approval of an order adopting revised Marion County Administrative Policy Number 515 and Procedure Number 515A, Court Facilities Security. Colleen?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Colleen Kuhn-Schafens, Business Services Director. This morning I'm here to ask you to look at and approve and/or reject our policy revision that we have for the court facility security. We have put a stakeholders group together, so we met with the courts, we met with JSU, the Judicial Services Unit, we met with DA's office, legal. So we had everybody together that we could talk about if there are any new changes. You'll see that these are pretty, there's not any substantial material changes. We did have to, in section, in the screening section, we tightened that up just a little bit, but really didn't make any material changes. It's just we wanted to make sure it was still all the way that they're performing those services. And also the deliveries. We noticed that there were some deliveries happening that people didn't know about, and so now those will be escorted, and so we made sure that that is part of the process. Sometimes this policy also goes in front of the Court Security Board, but they haven't met in a while, probably since COVID, we haven't really met. And Commissioner Bethel, that's where you, if there were any questions, that this would come back to you for your review. Okay. So other than that, there's really no material changes. We just need to clean it up and update the policy.
Great, thank you. Any questions?
I already asked my questions.
Yes, you did.
And they were all answered.
Well, then I would love for you to make the motion.
I'm happy that we're going to have better security at the court. Madam Chair, I move that we approve an order adopting revised Marion County Administrative Policy 515 and Procedure 515A, Court Facilities Security.
I'll second that motion.
A motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes. And now we'll move on. Thanks,
Thank you.
I didn't realize you were leaving. Thanks for being up here today.
Terry and Westcott and
I see that. Now we're going to consider approval of the public improvement agreement with Apex Mechanical LLC in the amount of $953,708 for the Marion County Jail HVAC upgrade project for Pod F and Pod G through January 31, 2023. Terry and Wes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Terry Stoner, Facilities Manager.
Wesley Miller, Marion County Construction Project Coordinator.
So right now we have an approved CIP for the replacement of the HVAC system for G and F areas of the jail. So Wes will go into more detail on how we went about getting the prices that we did.
Good morning. With the efforts to get the G-Pod up and going here next year, Part of that is upgrading all the HVAC controls and then refurbishing equipment and or replacing as needed. We went out for a formal invitation to bid, got 3 quotes, and they were all relatively competitive. We went through each one, made sure all the inclusions were there that we wanted to, and we have most of the equipment will be replaced as it's dated from 1997, and quite a few repairs, personally done quite a few of them myself, and this is a much needed effort and hope for your approval.
Any questions?
This was in our plan this year to get this done, so I'm good if you're ready for a motion.
I am.
Chair.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I'll move that we approve the public improvement agreement with Apex Mechanical LLC in the amount of $953,708 for the Marion County Jail HVAC upgrade project for Pod F and G through January 31st, 2023.
I'll second the motion.
A motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
both.
guys.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
day. And now we'll move to Community Services to consider approval of the intergovernmental agreement with the North Santiam Sewer Authority in the amount of $150,000 to assist with the implementation of the North Santiam Sewer Master Plan through June 30th, 2025. We have got an audience today. I love it. Good morning, Kelly. Ron's not joining us on a microphone. What?
There to support.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Kelly Weiss. I'm the Economic Development Coordinator here at Marion County. And with me today, we have our Chairperson of the North Santiam Sewer Authority,
Good morning.
Ken Woodward, as well as our Vice Chair, Tim Kirsch, who's also the Mayor of Mill City. So they'll be here to support this effort. And as Chair Bethel mentioned, we're here to talk about the North Santiam Sewer Authority Intergovernmental Agreement. This morning, just as a quick overview, we'll talk about the Sewer Authority, who they are, what their history is, and the importance of sewer in the canyon. And then we'll turn it back over to me to talk about the IGA, the purpose of that IGA, the deliverables and timelines that are included within it, and then the budget. So I'd love to turn it over to our Chairperson Woodward and Vice Chair Kirsch.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Glad to be here, and thank you for hosting the North Santiam Sewer Authority. I'll give you a little history. Several months after the December 4th, 2015 meeting for the distressed communities, Marion County and their staff brought together the 4 communities of Detroit, Gates, Idana, and Mill City to discuss forming a sewer committee. The North Santiam Joint Sewer Task Force was created. Marion County and the task force volunteers started meeting on the first Thursday of each month. After many discussions and reviewing different studies, all of the 4 cities passed a resolution to request assistance from Marion County to provide human capital to assist in the formation of a sewer authority. On April 2nd, 2019, Marion County Commissioners held a town hall at the Gates Fire Hall and presented a check for $25,000 to the North Santiam Sewer Task Force to pay for legal fees. 1 year later, in May of 2020, the 4 cities signed the resolution to form the North Santiam Sewer Authority under the ORS Chapter 190, now known as the NSSA. The NSSA board is made up of 2 representatives from each community. On May 2nd of 2022, the NSSA passed a resolution to sign the IGA agreement with Marion County. Today, the North Santiam watershed is estimated to be worth at $775 million. The North Santiam River has a value of $170 million a year. The canyon communities are working hard to protect the Santiam River and keep it clean and pristine for future generations. A great book to read about the Santiam River is Sweet Mountain Water by Frank Malden. On behalf of the North Santiam Sewer Authority, I would like to give a special thank you to the Marion County Commissioners, Marion County staff, all the state agencies, Keller and Associates, Mid-Willamette Valley Council of Governments McRae Carmichael, and Oregon Association of Water Utilities for all your ongoing support. Thank you. I turn it over to Tim, Mayor Kirsch.
Well, thank you very much. I don't have a written speech like that. I would just like to point out a couple things. When the city of Mill City was approached after this, the community needs assessment that they had up in Detroit, with the possibility of joining in on a canyon-wide sewer effort, I recognize that as an opportunity, not just for the Upper Canyon, but for Mill City as well, because Mill City, although it already has a sewer system, has one that's been in place. It's approaching 30 years now. Now, when this was built, it was designed as a 25-year system. We started replacing major components after 15 years and have done a pretty good job of keeping it operating, except it is at or near capacity at this point. So I saw that coming down the line here a few years ago, and I recognized that what is good for the canyon is good for Mill City. What's good for Mill City is good for the rest of the canyon, obviously. So we wanted to make sure that this is a successful effort. So in meeting with the representatives from all the different communities, we came up with some guidelines for a sewer board that is going to represent each community weighted equally. So not on size or capacity or existing infrastructures, but every community is going to be represented by two people that have voting powers, none superior to the other. So I think that's an important issue for us up there. We know that Mill City and Gates are I want to say phase one, and Detroit and Idanez, which is going to be a little bit more complex, is going to be phase two. But I want to say that all the communities show strong support and are committed to the final project as well. Phase two is very important to us. We have a unique, well, not completely unique, there are three such sub-basins or basins in the state of Oregon under what we call the three-basin rule, which disallows discharge of any kind of water into the surface water. So basically, on a strict interpretation of this rule, you wouldn't be able to run your garden hose into your lawn that would eventually end up into the river. So obviously, we're not that strict on the interpretation, but it makes it difficult for any kind of development to take place. Without sewer systems in Gates, Detroit, and Idanez, the ability to keep up with, I want to say, the growth of the area is going to be difficult at best. Lot sizes, everything else has to do with this, as well as a number of properties have poor drainage, things like that. So sewer systems are going to be crucial to any kind of development and recovery efforts for the North Santiam Canyon. So we certainly appreciate everything that Marion County has done in helping the communities in the canyon to proceed, and we got a long ways to go yet, but I believe that this intergovernmental agreement that we are joining together in today will be one of the very important stepping stones to the completion of a project.
Thank you, Ken and Mayor Chris, for being here.
Thank you.
Kelly, how long have you been on the job?
11 months. Well, in a couple weeks.
Okay, yeah, it feels like a lot longer than that. I think we brought you in and said, here.
Go for
And
it.
here, I mean, this IGA has been something that's kind of been in the works for some time, and we're here today. So
We are finally here
thank you.
today,
Good
yes.
job.
Well, hot off the presses, we wanted to share with you a video that's been prepared by our rare participant at the Council of Governments about the North Santiam Sewer Authority, and it's a wonderful, this is a great chance to showcase it, so.
You knew that Commissioner Cameron was going to be here.
He's gonna be yearning for his kayak.
the neighbors would give you the shirt off their back to help you.
They're involved with their schools, they're involved with their community, and it's, a wonderful place nestled up in the mountain.
How could you not like it? It's a beautiful area.
Currently, they have septic systems that were, let's just say some are failing, some are on substandard lots, and, they needed to look towards the future.
We had just done an economic study in the canyon. In that study, it showed what a sewer system could do for the canyon and for the economy of the canyon.
Growth to accommodate the growing tourism and things like that we have, the growing need for housing. Without the sewer systems, it's just not going to happen.
It's the only thing that's going to keep Main Street alive. We need to have a Main Street. We need to have restaurants, laundry mats. We need so many different things to keep all these beautiful houses and these people.
Neither Idana, Detroit, or Gates can afford to do this on their own.
Collaboration with 3 other towns was the only way that this was going to happen. It gave us a larger population group.
They began to start realizing that, hey, they're all on the same page here. They want the best, not only for their community, but for the canyon itself. After a year and a half or so in, it was like, this could actually work.
The fact that they're brand new systems alone, the cost is really high. And then you put in the lack of the economy. You don't have the economy of scale.
We're a very poor community, and so coming up with funding has always been a struggle, and it continues to be a struggle. We've been having a lot of help with Marion County and the state.
So if we can get the finances to build this thing and then just have the rates for operations and for future capital reinvestments, then they can afford to do that.
The whole reason for the 3-basin rule is to keep the water clean. I drink the water that comes down the North Santiam River every day. I live down in Salem. It's great water. It's pristine water.
Some of the best water you can find, so it's really a valuable resource to everybody through the canyon and beyond downstream.
The challenges that Detroit had before are still the same, and they will continue to be the same, but in some ways the fires were the catalyst to help change happen more quickly.
The fire, wiping out all those structures, really kind of put a renewed spirit into people to say, let's build back Canyon strong. We're Canyon strong. Let's come back better than ever.
There's a lot of people here who don't approve. They don't think we need it. They think that even though their septic systems were not compromised or they rebuild and don't need it, they're only looking at their perspective. And I think the healthy attitude is for all of us to look at the benefit of the good of the community.
My septic is probably 20 years old and functions perfectly. However, knowing the importance of the sewer in Detroit, I would be the first one to sign up for a sewer system.
I had to think about the community in a long sense. I think that's our responsibility as citizens of the community.
What can happen for the whole canyon is amazing with a sewer system with ability to get industry and commercial districts and even more homes and more people and more variety of homes because of lot sizes and things like that. I'm really excited for the future and what a sewer system can bring to the four cities.
I hope that we're able to protect those resources, keep our small town feel, but still be able to accommodate future growth.
It's our future, you know, and without it, it's going to be a tough rebuild.
So yeah, it's time to get something moving forward.
It's been a long road, and I'm really proud to support how we can. All right, so with that out of the way, let's talk about what we're here to talk about today. On the action for you this morning is to talk about a potential intergovernmental agreement with the North Santiam Sewer Authority to support their organization as they start up and begin to be prepared to administer the sewer when it's complete. Within the IGA, there are quite a few deliverables and timelines. The intention of the IGA is for the county to provide financial support for the sewer authority to be able to procure a consultant or staff members to be able to put together an operational plan. So how they determine how they're going to be implementing this sewer and administering it, and that's going to be due December 31st, 2023. Then they'll be working on developing and implementing a public outreach strategy. As the members that are up in the canyon and in their communities day in and day out, they are the most well poised to get out there in their communities and talk about the sewer and what it means and how people can get involved. So they will be first and foremost in charge of public outreach. And that strategy is due in June of next year. Then they're going to be completing financial policies, making sure that they are a well-established professional governmental organization. Those are due at the end of this year. And then they'll be working on looking for other funding sources besides Marion County's initial seed funds. So they have grants that'll be due annually. First one's due this December. And then there are other items that are included within it. They need to maintain a website, coordinate with the county, and then their reporting requirements are to do monthly verbal reports to our county representatives at their board meetings, and then a quarterly written report talking about the expenditures that they've had so far and the work towards their deliverables, how they're meeting those timelines. The term of the agreement is through June of 2025 with the option for an additional period of a 1-year extension. And then it can be terminated by mutual consent, or the county can terminate if we don't receive the funds or if the sewer authority fails to provide reports or perform the deliverables. And if it were to be terminated, the sewer authority would be required to return any unspent funds to the county within 30 days. And then our county deliverables is basically to make sure we give them the funds and then that we communicate throughout the process, both for the capital as well as supporting them as they develop as an organization. Just a quick talking about the budget. This IGA proposes $150,000 to support the sewer authority. It'll come from our economic development program, lottery dollars, and our budget for FY 22-23 for this program is $672,000. And then the table on the right just shows the work that we have done so far, spending-wise, to support the sewer authority, which over the last 4 fiscal years has totaled $426,588. A good portion of that is the creation of the wastewater master plan. And with that, we're open to any questions.
The only question I have is about the seeking of funds continuously for the next few years. I know that we're looking at giving the organization $150,000, but what happens in the event that they're not successful each year receiving those funds? How does the organization move ahead?
Yeah, that's well, our IGA is not based on receipt, so they need to apply and be seeking, but not necessarily receive to be compliant with our IGA.
Right.
But it is an excellent point. They will need additional funds. This 150 will not get them through to where the sewer is implemented and they have enough revenue coming in from those sewer fees to be able to support. So there will be additional funding needs, and they're well aware of that, especially as we complete the feasibility studies and get to understand what the actual cost of implementing that infrastructure will be. Facilities plans, too many F plans. Anyway, Once those are complete, they'll have a really good understanding of what the costs will be to implement the 2 basins and the infrastructure, and then we can have a better idea what their capital needs will be.
So Ken, can you talk a little bit about, just briefly, what your plan is? And maybe Kelly, you can too. I know that you're going to be hiring a consultant or somebody to help you kind of through this process with the $150,000 that the county is offering. Is it your intention that that individual help seek the funds, or do you have a group or individuals already on your board that will be doing that? And do they have the skill set to be successful?
We'll be working with the Mid-Willamette Valley Council of Governments, seeking grants with McCray Carmichael. We're putting together an application right now so we can hire ourselves, have a part-time, and with Mid-Willamette Valley Council of Governments, they'll combine it, a part-time position, so it'll be a full-time position for one person that'll work with NSSA and COG, and we'll be seeking grants, which COG is very familiar with, and we'll be going after other revenue. So we're not really we don't really rely on Marion County. We do know how important they are, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Marion County.
Yeah.
So we're working with COG on seeking other grant.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any additional questions. Do you have any questions?
Just a comment. I was the one that pushed to put some of these timelines in there, and I just want you guys to know it was mostly for your benefit. So I hope you don't interpret that as I was trying to put pressure on you. It was when you hire a consultant, it's important that they know that something needs to be delivered by a certain time. And so I thought if we had it in the contract, then it'd be easier for you to negotiate with the consultant, where you'd say, look, you got to have it by this date, because, you know, so
It's all good.
I just want you to know that that's sort of why I pushed for that, and I appreciate you guys accepting those timelines.
Well, how do you know? Because I've always said, I hope I'm alive when the first toilet flushes.
Yeah, you've always said that.
My house in Detroit is like, I go, okay. So how did you know what the timeline is for my life?
Because we watch your activities every day.
We're moving into philosophy today, huh? I'm going to have to think about that.
Did you have any questions or comments, Commissioner?
No, I know just tons and tons of time and effort have gone in from staff and from volunteer level, and there's a lot. It's a big road ahead of us too, so nothing really great happens without a lot of work and sacrifice, so.
It's time investment. Thank you all really for making the commitment. I know it's hard to do something like this. It's going to be a long road, and you've all been here since the beginning, and hopefully you'll be here when, you know, as he says, the first toilet flushes. It's a huge time commitment, so thank you for what you're doing. It's not like you're getting paid for it.
No. Thank you for your support.
All right, Commissioner, would you make the motion?
I would be happy to. Madam Chair, I move that we approve the intergovernmental agreement with the North Santiam Sewer Authority in the amount of $150,000 to assist with the implementation of the North Santiam Sewer Master Plan through June 30th, 2025.
I'll second the motion.
A motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. The motion passes. Thanks, Kelly.
Yes,
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Kid. It's nice to
Thank
see
you.
you.
Thank you,
Have a good day.
Nice video, by the way.
Yeah,
I hadn't
actually,
seen
can
it
you
before.
send that to us?
Oh,
A
of
link to
course.
it?
Absolutely.
I'd love
Yeah.
to share that. Okay, now we'll move on to the Sheriff's Office to consider approval of the contract for services with Salem Health Hospitals and Clinics in the amount of $600,000 to provide hospital services for adults in custody at the Marion County Jail through July 31st, 2025. Commander Larson, good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners, members of the board. For the record, my name is Todd Larson. I'm the jail commander at the Sheriff's Office. Briefly, I'd like to just thank Camille from our administrative team and her work with the county contracts team to get this launched in time. This will take us from August of this year through July of 2025. So essentially, hospital and Salem Clinic Services, closest local hospital in proximity to the jail. Those services are needed when the care level exceeds our doctor's abilities within the local clinic at the jail. So we very much appreciate the support here. To put it in perspective, in 2021, we had over 100 transports related to medical and transported folks over 2,000 miles, not just to the Salem Hospital. So it's a very necessary and urgent service. So, questions?
I don't have any questions. I love that this exists.
Me too.
You run a tight ship over there, Tad.
Thank you.
All right, Madam Chair, if you're ready, I'll move, we approve the contract for services with Salem Health Hospitals and Clinics in the amount of $600,000 to provide hospital services for adults in custody at Marion County Jail through July 31st, 2025.
I'll second the motion.
A motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes. Thanks, Commander, for
Thank
being
you
here.
very
Have a
much.
good
Thank you,
day.
Commander.
All right, now we're going to move on to Public Works, where I feel like we're going to spend the rest of our day. The first item under Public Works is to consider approval of the incoming funds purchase agreement with Alpenglow Forestry Consulting LLC in the amount of $201,954.20 for the sale and removal of recovered timber from wildfire damaged trees located in Minnow Park. Tom.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tom Kessinger, Parks Program Supervisor. We're here today to seek approval for an incoming funds purchase agreement with Alpenglow Forestry Consulting for the recovered timber from Minto Park. This timber has actually been sitting there since shortly after the fire, and we will finally be getting it out and to market. Similar process to the timber sales we've done in the past. This was advertised on May 26th of 2022. It closed on June 10th. We had 5 bidders, and Alpenglow was the highest bidder for the timber, and they will take it to a wide variety of mills throughout the Western Oregon area.
Great. Is there any questions? I drive by this every week, and I look at this pile back there and think, can we get that out of there before the beetles show up?
Yep.
Good, I'm glad. Are you going to use any of this? Well, you said you're going to take it to lumber yards. So none of this is going to be used in the naturescaping of the park on...
Actually, some of it will be. There's some that's not marketable timber, and some of those will be used for other projects, including, natural habitat and those kinds of things. And then we're also working with the juvenile department to pick up some cedar logs to turn into kiosks. So they're actually kind of building back our infrastructure using timber from the fire, which is pretty cool.
That's excellent.
Yeah, that's cool.
I feel like you should laser print a soccer ball on one of those logs for that park, since Commissioner Willis didn't get a soccer field over there.
I agree. We have a lot of very cool projects in mind. There's a couple
They
maple
can just kick a
burrows.
ball against the log.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
That's pretty good.
No soccer fields in there.
This is for the park over on Hayesville.
I know.
Okay. Although, that's not a bad idea. Maybe Mayor Kirsch wants to put a soccer field up in Mill City.
Mayor Kirsch is an open-minded individual. He supports all forms of sport.
Although,
we can put it on the Lynn County side.
I was just going to say he better call Lynn County Commissioners. Okay, sorry for the derail.
No worries.
If there's no further discussion, would you please make the motion?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the incoming funds purchase agreement with Alpenglow Forestry Consulting LLC in the amount of $201,954.20 for the sale and removal of recovered timber from wildfire damaged trees located in Minto Park.
I'll second the motion.
A motion and a second. Is there further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes. Thanks, Tom, for all your work on this.
Thank you.
Are you going to take photos when they go to actually remove it?
Yeah, we can do that.
You should.
Yep.
It'll be a good probably to put into we have a memory book that we're working on. All right, now we're going to move on to consider approval of the standard professional services contract with SCS Engineers in the amount of $749,343.40 for environmental monitoring and reporting services for the North Marion County Disposal Facility in the Browns Island Demolition Landfill through June 30th, 2027. Brian May.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, Brian May, Public Works Environmental Services Division Manager, and with me today.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is Andrew Johnson, Environmental Services Operations Supervisor.
And I don't know that you've had a chance to meet Andrew here in this venue, but he is what I consider our professional all sites disposal. He's it. So
Did he look up past board meetings to determine that orange is a great color to wear to this boardroom?
he may have watched a few times.
And he's been in management update
I
many
know,
times.
I know.
Commissioner Cameron's going to be like, of course he didn't have to watch it. He just knows.
Yes.
Everybody
Well,
knows.
okay, my bad. Thanks for knowing.
So for your consideration today is a 5-year agreement with SCS Engineers to perform environmental monitoring for our 2 sites, North Marion and Browns Island. This is part of our solid waste permit with DEQ, and it's a requirement to have a third-party monitoring firm to do our assessments for groundwater. The scope of work consists of 2 annual groundwater events, one in the spring and then one in the fall. Data management review, regulatory evaluation. There's also a split sample that happens at DEQ's request, so that they'll take their sample, they'll split that sample, send it off independently, so that there's a comparison for DEQ to make sure that everything's on the up and up as far as the samplings and sampling protocols. And then on top of that, that's all compiled and all this information is put into an annual report that's submitted to DEQ to meet our compliance needs. In addition to that, if there's any other regulatory updates or anything that happens throughout the year, we'll utilize SES and their skills to help us, accommodate that and meet those requirements for DEQ. The contract term, as far as this contract, we put out an RFP on November 9th of 2021. We had 2 respondents, and SCS scored the highest as far as the evaluation team. This is a 5-year agreement. The rate schedule, which is in your packets, is Exhibit E. There is an escalation January 1 of this year for 5%, and then going forward it'll escalate at 2.75% each year on January 1. But the total contract is a not to exceed, as mentioned, for $749, $343, and 40 cents. SES has done a great job for us. They've actually been performing the service since 2014. They've had a great track record and great working relationship with DEQ and then also staff here, mainly including Andrew and team. So our recommendation at this point is to approve the contract for services for SES Engineering.
Any questions?
No, not for me, this is important work.
This is the type of stuff you have to do when you have landfills.
Yes.
Instead of waste energy. Never mind, don't get me started. Okay.
And old landfills.
Old landfills,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
They stay around for, until the toilet flushes, I guess. They're gonna be here for a long time. Madam Chair, if you're
We've been
ready.
talking a lot about flushing.
I'm ready.
I'll move that we approve the standard professional services contract with SCS Engineers in the amount of $749,343.40 for environmental monitoring and reporting services for the North Marion County disposal facility and Browns Island demolition landfill through June 30th, 2027.
I'll second the motion.
The motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Got distracted by your little computer over there.
Aye.
Aye, the motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thanks for being
much.
here today.
Thank you.
All right, Dennis is going to join us to consider approval of the purchase order with Gresham Automotive Incorporated DBA Gresham Ford in the amount of $331,084 for the purchase of 10 Ford F-150 pickup trucks to replace 10 light-duty fleet vehicles as part of the county's annual scheduled light-duty replacement plan. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning, and thank you, Commissioners. For the record, I'm Dennis Mansfield. I'm the Administrative Division Manager for Public Works. Before I get into the purchase order, I kind of want to give you an idea of what's going on in the climate of vehicle purchasing. The issue with the microchip shortage that's been going on for the last year is continuing, and from our vantage point is worsening. We work with 3 primary vendors, Dodge, Chevrolet, and Ford. Dodge's new platform for the Sheriff's Office, the Dodge Durango. The last year was our first purchase of our enforcement vehicles. I think we purchased like 6 or 7 of them. They have not arrived yet. On top of that, we're not even certain they will. We've been getting conflicting information as to whether or not they'll be canceling those orders or if they're on the production line. Additionally, we're up against is all of the vendors are really vague on when or not even telling us when their order window is opening up. Dodge's note to us last week was possibly sometime in July. So we are working on a purchase order for Dodge's vehicles right now and should see something to you here in the next couple of weeks. In a normal year, we typically have an order window in the late summer, early fall for all of our vendors. It's never been an issue for us. Chevrolet has been Public Works truck of choice, their half-ton pickup, for more than 10 years. Last year, Chevrolet didn't even make these trucks, citing the shortage of these microchips and not enough profit for these vehicles. This year, they opened their order bank in late May for 1 day and didn't notify us. On top of that, it only stayed open for 7 hours, and then they closed.
Wow.
So that would be 2 years that we wouldn't be able to purchase our vehicles. So we've scrambled to try to come up with a solution for that, which is these Ford F-150s. We talked with Ford and learned that their opening window is this coming Monday, July 18th. And so we scrambled to get this purchase order together, so we didn't get in the early enough time that you guys normally have to review these purchase orders, and I apologize for that. It's not a practice we like to do, but I do really appreciate everybody that was involved in pushing this purchase order together so that we could potentially get our orders in on Monday, the 18th, when they open. On top of that, just yesterday, we received a letter from Ford. 2 of our cargo vans that we ordered last year for in 2021 for 2022 models were canceled. They were kind enough to put them on our next year's order for 2023 models. However, they are not honoring their 2022 pricing, citing, and I quote, inflation as well as significant impact on raw material costs. Subsequently, we received an updated quote from Ford with an average increase between the 2 vehicles of 36%. Our smaller cargo van that had the highest rate increase, on our 2022 quote was $29,000. Our 2023 quote is $42,000. It's a 43% jump in 1 year.
Wow.
We're hopeful that the prices that you have on this purchase order right now that they will honor. It is the most recent prices that we've been given by Ford, but given the current climate, I don't know. But it is staff's recommendation that the board approves the PO to Gresham Ford for $331,084 to replace 10 of our half-ton pickups with Ford F-150 pickups.
Thanks, Dennis. My only question is why is it Gresham Ford instead of the Salem Ford? I don't really know
We
how.
already did this. We've done this before.
Oh.
They're on the state price agreement, and the Salem Ford is not on the state
Okay,
price agreement.
well, that's a quick and short answer. Good to know. Thank you. What about Woodburn? Isn't there a Ford dealership up there? They just aren't, they just don't.
Yeah.
If they have to participate in that, have we
Correct.
ever asked them to participate?
Yes,
we have.
Yeah,
Okay.
when I first got elected, I asked the exact same question. They came in, did a full presentation on what a state price agreement is, and then we had a meeting with the local guys and said, hey, you should get on the state price agreement.
And they just
Hasn't happened yet.
Okay,
but-
good to know. Well, that, I guess.
Yeah, we did, this was like a thing.
I'm thrilled that it's still in Oregon. I just thought.
Well, I have a question, Madam Chair.
Sure.
May. Dennis, have we looked at maybe getting a little more life cycle out of the vehicles during this period of time? Because used vehicles are expensive, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure when you send these back or you put them on the
Absolutely, and in a sense, we're being forced to. I mean, more than half of our vehicles that we ordered last year didn't even arrive. Usually by this time, they've arrived, we put them in service, they're out in the field. More than half of the orders last year haven't come here yet. So yes, we're already putting more on there. We have considered putting a pause, but there's been a process in place since 2009, I believe, where we do a point system and we look at several factors. The longer that we go, the less reliable the vehicles become, the higher the maintenance costs become. So that's why we schedule replacements when we do. But right now, we're at the mercy of the dealers, of the productions of the Ford, Chevy, and Dodge right now as to when we'll actually even receive vehicles. So we're continuing with our process of just getting the purchase orders in and trying to get them replaced. When they will get replaced is the big question.
which extends the life cycle of our existing vehicles. Yep. Okay, good. Thank you.
His comment on used vehicles made me think of another question, which is when you transition out the vehicles that are in use right now, I think they have to go to state surplus for sale.
No, we use Gov Deals.
Okay.
It's a surplus of an auction system. Yeah.
So we receive some responsive revenue from that
surplus
transitioning
revenues,
out.
yes.
Perfect, okay. Great.
You know,
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
You know what this reminds me of, Madam Chair, is when we were trying to order COVID tests. And we submitted an order on the open, just on Amazon or whatever, and, we paid for it, whatever. And then we get an email that just says, the government has requisitioned your tests. And I remember being like, the government? We're the government. What do you mean the government requisitioned our tests?
They should have said the federal government.
This isn't the first time that we've
bummer.
ordered things and then, had it change on us.
If there's nothing further, would you make the motion,
I'd
please?
be happy to.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the purchase order with Gresham Automotive Incorporated, DBA Gresham Ford, in the amount of $331,084 for the purchase of 10 Ford F-150 pickup trucks to replace 10 light-duty fleet vehicles as part of the county's annual scheduled light-duty replacement plan.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes. Thanks, Dennis, for being here all morning and for working so diligently on this.
Thanks, Commissioner.
All right, now we're going to recess the Board of Commissioners and convene a contract review board. And consider approval of an order granting exemption to reinstate an expired purchase order with Carson Oil Company Incorporated for the purchase of bulk fuel pursuant to the Marion County Public Contracting Rules. Camber.
Good morning, Commissioners, members of the board. My name is Camber Schlag. I'm the Contracts and Procurement Manager in the Finance Department.
And Dennis Mansfield, Administrative Division Manager, Public Works.
And we are before you this morning requesting an exemption from the Marion County Public Contracting Rules 10-0570, Reinstatement of Contracts. We are looking to reinstate a contract with CECO Incorporated for the purchase of bulk fuel with a value, we would like to add an additional let me repeat that. Currently, the contract has a value of $1,350,000. We are asking that it be reinstated back to December 4th of 2021. And the next action item will be to amend and extend that contract. Our rules do limit us to reinstating contracts for 90 days, so we are outside of that 90 days, and that's why we are before you this morning requesting this exemption. And I have Dennis here with me in case you guys have any questions.
Any questions?
Just because of the cost of fuel, right? Is that why we're doing this?
Correct.
Yeah.
The price agreement, the state price agreement to which we purchased this fuel from was extended, and so we are looking to extend our contract with Carson Oil or CECO Incorporated through the term of that price agreement as well.
Okay.
Why did we miss the 90 days? What happened there? Was it just an administrative thing?
It is an administrative oversight, sir.
So, Madam Chair, if you're ready, I will make a motion that we approve an order granting an exemption to reinstate an expired purchase order with Carson Oil Company, Inc. for the purchase of bulk fuel pursuant to the Marion County Public Contracting Rules.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. And now I'll adjourn as Contract Review Board and reconvene as the Board of Commissioners. And under action, consider approval of amendment number 1 to the purchase order with Carson Oil Company Incorporated to add $3,650,000 for a new contract total of $5 million for the purchase of fuel for Marion County's light-duty vehicle fleet and heavy equipment usage through December 31st, 2023.
Thank you, Commissioners. Yes, we have 6 sites that have bulk fuel. We use approximately 40 to 50,000 gallons per month of fuel, both diesel and unleaded. And as I'm sure you all have felt, the price at the pump is significant. And so the increase is for the extension of the contract, but also due to pricing. We have been trying to monitor and understand why those fuel costs go up. If you know anybody with any crystal ball, we'd love to speak with them because we are not doing very well in understanding why. I actually have a good friend of mine that works in the distribution industry of fuel, and they don't even understand. We get most of our fuel from the Alaskan pipeline. Fuel prices went up when the war started in Ukraine, had zero impact on our supply. There is no supply issue of fuel right now. So again, not understanding the reason why fuel prices are the way they are, and we have no idea of when it could potentially subside to what we would consider a normal $2 to $3 per gallon cost. Given that the contract through the extension of 2023, so it is staff recommending approval of amending PO number 882888 to increase the purchase order by $3,650,000 to $5 million through December of 2023.
Madam Chair, but Dennis, my understanding is the reason we're doing this is even with the increased prices, it would be more expensive for us to buy fuel on the open market.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's about 30 cents more per gallon on the open market.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anything
Okay.
else? Are you ready for motion?
I think it's Kevin's, but do you have any questions? Oh, great, it's yours.
Okay.
Sorry.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve amendment number 1 to the purchase order with Carson Oil Company Incorporated to add $3,650,000 for a new contract total of $5 million for the purchase of fuel for Marion County's light-duty vehicle fleet and heavy equipment usage through December 31st, 2023.
I'll second the motion.
A motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion passes. Thanks, Dennis. Have
Yeah,
a great
thank you,
day.
Commissioners, you too.
And, like the week before last, we had a chat after board session kind of on our way up. And if it's okay with both of you, I'm going to not continue the reading of the calendar at the end of each board session because it seems to change so frequently. And just let the citizens know that they can locate it online or call the office if they have questions about that.
There you go.
So if there's no qualms of that, although it is long, it'll probably change again today. Go to, I think it's co.marion.or.us and search calendar and you'll know where we are each week.
Yeah, there was several people at our Public Safety Coordinating Council yesterday that are watching calendar, so they showed up and were able to participate. It was good.
Great.
So we know people look at it.
That's right. Follow it online with Kat. Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Does that feel weird?